Welcome to this video's lecture. Myself D. Saraswati, Sharda Government College, Puducherry. Today we are going to see about the topic two-dimensional transformations. First of all, what is 2D and 3D objects? 2D means only x and y coordinate values are defined. 3D means x, y and depth values are defined. Next, we see what is transformations. Transformation is nothing but moving an object one locations to another locations. There are three basic types of transformations are applied to the 2D or 3D objects. One, translations. Two, rotations. Then scaling. Translation is nothing but translate your object along a straight line path. Then rotations means rotate your object along a circular path. Scaling means resize your objects. The above side transformations are applied only in the object or in the origins. Then we are going to see about composite transformations. What is composite transformations? Composite transformation is nothing but sequence of any matrix product of transformation is composite transformation. It is also called as concatenation transformation. Next we see the other transformation, reflection and shearing. First we see translation in detail. Translation means translate your object along a straight line path. For example, if you are taking a original position value x, y, then the translation value tx, ty, then you are getting a new position x dash, y dash. Then we are solving the equations x dash equal to x plus translation distance are added to the original position. Then y dash equal to x plus ty. General form of the translation is p dash equal to original position is represented as p. Then the translation distance is represented by t. Then the matrix product of the translation is x dash, y dash. Then one is the homogeneous factors. Then the translations values are 1, 0, tx and 0, 1, ty, then 0, 0, 1. The original positions are x, 1 and then 1. For example, if you are taking x equal to 3, 4, then translation x, y value is 3, 4. Then the translation distance value is tx, ty equal to, for example, 2, 1. Then these values are applied to the equations x dash equal to x plus tx. Then you are getting a new position x dash equal to 3 plus 2. Then the value is new position, translation position is 5. Then y dash equal to 4 plus 1. Then we are getting a new position as 5. For example, if your object in that position, original position as 3, 4, then translation value is 2, 1. Apply to the translation value 2, 1. Then we are getting a new position 5, 5. Next we see rotation. Rotations means nothing but rotate your object along a circular path. If the original rotation is defined as theta, then the value of the polar coordinates as defined as r cos theta and r sin theta. If the rotate your object, for example, if the original value of the rotation is theta, then rotate if you are rotating counterclockwise and anti-clockwise rotations. For example, if you are rotating an object, distance is 5. Then we are getting a new positions, rotation positions as cos theta plus 5 and r sin theta plus 5. We can expand this equation using the formula cos a plus b. Then we are getting cos a cos b minus sin a sin b. And here the next equation you can solve sin a plus b, sin a cos b plus cos a sin b. Then we are getting final equations for the rotation as x then we are getting an equation x dash equal to s into sx and y dash equal to y into sy. General equation for the scaling is p dash equal to p into s. Then the matrix product of the scaling factor is sx 0 0 then 0 sy 0. Last one is the homogeneous values. Then x dash y dash then 1. This is the general form of the scaling factor is p into s equal to p dash. For example, if you are taking the original positions x comma y equal to 4 comma 2. Scaling factor values s comma sy equal to, for example, 1 by 2 comma 1 by 2. Then we are getting a new question as x dash equal to s. Already I told the formula x dash equal to x into sx and then y dash equal to x dash equal to sx into x, then y dash equal to sy into y. X is here 4 and then sx is 1 by 2. Then we are getting the new question 2. Then sy value is 1 by 2 and then y value is 2. Then we are getting the value 1. So new question x comma y dash equal to 2 comma 1. Next we see other transformations, reflection and then shearing. Reflection about y axis. Y value is constant, only changing the value of x. Then the matrix form of the reflection about x axis, about y axis. X axis only changing the value of y. So x value is constant, only y value is changed. About y axis, x value is changed, y value is constant. Next we see the topic shearing. Shearing means that change in the shape of the object. Shearing applied about x axis and y axis and xy axis. Matrix form of the shearing about x axis, x equal to 1 a 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. Sharing about y axis 1 0 0 b 1 0 0 0 1. Then xy axis 1 a 0 b 1 0 0 0 1. Next we see composite transformation. Composite transformations means that any sequence product of the transformations. For example, if you want to rotate your object, then the following sequence of the transformations are applied. First, rotate your object to the origin, then apply the rotation, and then translate, apply inverse. Next, how to scale your object. Scaling means changing the size of the object. Scaling applied only a fixed point. Then the following sequences applied. First, translate your object to the object. Next, scaling factor is applied, and then inverse translations are applied. Thank you.